to them and their communities. And they were proud because they knew exactly what those frigates were for. And they were proud to contribute, proud that their community was chosen by an ally looking for a partner to defend our continent from Putin's aggression. And conference. Or take our investment in childcare. 30 hours free for every child between 9 months and 4 years. A massive difference to the cost of living. Thousands of pounds back in the pockets of working parents because we made tough decisions, tough Labour decisions at the last budget. Now, this will help parents and carers back to work, especially women, and that is good for growth. But fundamentally, it's for the children. Now, last year, Bridget and I went to a primary school in Nuneaton, and we got talking to the reception teacher. And she said that some kids arrive in reception reading books, others are still virtually in nappies. There's similar stories right across the country. Inequality at age just 4, baked in for life. So our childcare provision is a game changer, giving every child the best start in life, every single child equal at the starting line of their education. That's National Renewal Conference. That's why we made the tough decisions. And I make no apologies if they tilt towards working people, because it's working people who paid the price of Tory decline. That's why we invested in our NHS, fired up Great British Energy, stood up for British Steel, new protectors for renters, sick pay for the least well-off, fire and rehire finished, zero-hour contract scrapped, record investment in Scotland and Wales, rebuilding our schools, new homes, new towns, new train lines, publicly owned, of course, spreading prosperity right across Britain. And a proper living wage conference, the culmination of a long journey for our movement, a mark of a Britain built for all. Thank you, conference. And conference. Extending free school meals, 100,000 children lifted out of poverty. The first step on our journey to end child poverty. We have walked that road before, and we will walk that road again. Because a Britain where no child is hungry, where no child is held back by poverty, that's a Britain built for all. But there's another cause that we must also take up, conference. It strikes to the heart of what we stand for and who commands our respect. People like my dad. I think by now you know what he did for a living. But then again, do you? Do you really know the skill, the craft, the precision that goes into tool making? Now, But the thing is, conference, the thing is, he always felt disrespected, my dad, undervalued by the nation because he worked with his hands. And I can see why. He worked hours and hours at night school when he was an apprentice. I went to Leeds University, had a good time. It's a good place to have a good time, is Leeds. And then when I came back, I officially became the first in my family to go to university. I was put on that pedestal. Working class families know exactly what I mean. I thought about this when I visited those frigates on the Clyde. The apprentices there, they took me on board. They showed me how they were rewiring it. Miles and miles of wire, difficult, high-skilled work, really complicated, and of course vital for our country. I thought about my sister, a care worker. She works with adults with Down syndrome. It's amazing work. I know I could never do it in the way that she does. Also vital for our country. And then I think about my brother. He was failed. He had difficulties learning. He was badly failed by the education system. He was put to one side, barely even seen. Our conference, some politicians say, I want every child to have the same opportunities that I had. You hear a lot of that in Westminster. But that's not me. No, what I want is a Britain where people are treated with the dignity that they deserve for making different choices, choices our country needs, choices we should value, choices that deserve our respect. And so, conference, while you will never hear me denigrate the aspiration to go to university, I don't think the way we currently measure success in education, that ambition to get 50% of kids to uni, I don't think that's right for our times. Because if you're a kid or a parent of a kid who chooses an apprenticeship, what does it say to you? Do we genuinely, as a country, afford them the same respect? Because we should, but I can't help feeling that my dad was right. So, conference, today I can announce we will scrap that target and replace it with a new ambition that 2/3 of our children should go either to university or take a gold standard apprenticeship. Thank you. Thank you, conference. Thank you. Thank you, conference. Thank you. I can also announce that further education, so long as Cinderella service, ignored because politicians' kids don't go there, we will make it a defining cause of this Labour government, with higher standards in every college, the quality of teaching raised, more apprenticeships, more technical colleges, technical excellent colleges, qualifications linked to jobs, rooted in their communities. And as Rachel announced yesterday, a new guarantee, training, work support or an apprenticeship for every young person struggling to find work. That's young people backed, the class ceiling smashed, the grafters finally included in our country's highest aspiration. That's national renewal. That's a Britain built for all. That's what I stand for, conference. And let me tell you, I also know what I stand against. And I have had enough of lectures from self-appointed champions of working people who want to shred our public service, level down workers' rights, crash the economy like Liz Truss. Politicians who lied to this country, unleashed chaos, and walked away after Brexit, who equivocate of Putin in Ukraine, who even now go to America and grub around for money, talking this great country down. No. No more lectures from them. Because Labour is the party for working people